Have you ever wondered how some people manage to remain calm and composed during the toughest of times? Life is a roller coaster filled with highs and lows, joy and grief, success and failure. The ability to navigate through these ups and downs with grace and resilience is a true art, the art of survival. In the face of adversity, some turn to the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, a school of thought that teaches us how to maintain our composure and find peace regardless of our external circumstances. Stoicism is not just a historical concept, it's a practical toolkit for surviving and thriving in an often chaotic world. Its principles are as relevant today as they were over 2,000 years ago when first introduced by the wise philosophers of ancient Greece. Today we delve into the world of Stoicism and uncover 8 tips that can help you navigate through life's storms. The first Stoic principle to surviving hard times is understanding what you can control. This principle is the cornerstone of Stoicism. It's about recognizing that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond to it. You see, life is filled with unpredictable events, but the one constant, the one thing you can always rely on, is your ability to choose your reaction. This understanding can lead to peace of mind. It's about separating events into 2 categories, things you can control and things you can't. The weather, the traffic, other people's actions, these are all beyond your control. But your thoughts, your actions, your responses, these are within your control. By focusing on what you can control, you can navigate through hard times with grace and resilience. This approach helps to reduce anxiety and stress. It empowers you to take charge of your life, to make conscious decisions, and to react in a way that aligns with your values. Remember, the only thing you truly control is how you respond to the world around you. Imagine the worst-case scenario. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But that's just what the Stoics did with a practice called negative visualization. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's not about being pessimistic or gloomy. It's about mental preparation and appreciation. By regularly imagining worst-case scenarios, we're not inviting misfortune, but rather preparing for it, mentally toughening ourselves for life's inevitable ups and downs. It's like a fire drill for the mind, ensuring we're not caught off guard when adversity strikes. But there's another side to negative visualization, one that's often overlooked: gratitude. By contemplating what could go wrong, we gain a fresh perspective on what's going right. We appreciate the simple joys, the everyday blessings that we often take for granted. In essence, negative visualization teaches us to value our blessings and prepare for adversity. It's a powerful tool in the Stoics' survival kit, helping us navigate life with resilience and gratitude. Living in accordance with nature, what does that even mean? Quite a puzzler, isn't it? But fear not, for the Stoics have left us some clues. The essence of this principle lies in harmony. Harmony with the world around us, with our own selves, and with the natural order of things. Imagine a tree. It doesn't resist the changes of season. It doesn't fret over the falling leaves or the harsh winter. It simply adapts. It flows with the rhythm of nature. That's what Stoics encourage us to do, to accept the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. It's about understanding that change is inevitable, that nothing is permanent. It's about recognizing that life is a dance between making it happen and letting it happen. So how about we take a cue from nature? Stop resisting, start adapting, let's flow, let's grow. To live in accordance with nature is to embrace change and accept the impermanence of life. The Stoics believed in the power of dispassion. This is not about suppressing our feelings or becoming emotionless robots. Rather, it's about not letting our emotions dictate our actions and decisions. It's about taking a step back and observing our emotions and not allowing them to cloud our judgment. Imagine, for instance, you're in the midst of a heated discussion. Instead of reacting impulsively, driven by anger or frustration, you pause. You create a mental space where you can observe your emotions without being swept away by them. This is practicing dispassion. In times of crisis or hardship, our emotions can run high. Fear, anxiety, despair, these can easily take over, leading us to make rash decisions. But by practicing dispassion, we give ourselves the chance to think clearly, to act rationally rather than emotionally. The Stoics teach us that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our reactions to them. Practicing dispassion allows us to respond to life's challenges with calmness and clarity. What if we told you that adversity is not something to dread, but something to embrace? Yes, you heard it right. The Stoic philosophy encourages us to welcome adversity as a natural part of life, a chance to test our mettle and grow stronger. Picture this: a tree standing tall and firm, its roots deep in the earth. When the storm comes, it doesn't topple. Instead, it bends and sways, using the very force of the wind to root itself deeper. The same principle applies to us. When life throws its storms our way, we need to embrace them. We can use these challenges as opportunities to learn, to adapt, and to become more resilient. Remember, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Now let's talk about self-denial. In our world of instant gratification, this might sound like a foreign concept, but let's break it down. Self-denial is not about depriving ourselves of joy or pleasure. Rather, it's about practicing moderation, about understanding that we don't always need to satisfy our every desire. Think about it. When we constantly indulge ourselves, we risk losing our appreciation for the simple comforts in life. We risk becoming slaves to our desires. But by practicing self-denial, we can keep ourselves grounded. We can learn to appreciate what we have, rather than always longing for more. For instance, consider fasting for a day or disconnecting from technology for a while. These acts of self-denial can help us appreciate the food we eat or the connectivity we enjoy. They remind us not to take these comforts for granted. In short, embracing adversity and practicing self-denial are two powerful tools in our survival kit. They teach us resilience, appreciation, and moderation. They remind us that we are stronger than our circumstances and that we are more than our desires. Adversity strengthens the spirit, and self-denial keeps us grounded. So the next time life throws a curveball your way, remember these words. Embrace the storm, stand firm, and let it root you deeper. Cultivating inner peace and reflecting on death. Two final Stoic keys to surviving hard times. Inner peace in the realm of Stoicism is not merely an absence of conflict or distress, but a profound, almost tangible tranquility that originates from within. It's about cultivating a mindset that remains undisturbed, regardless of the chaos and turmoil that may surround us. This tranquility is not achieved through avoidance or denial of hardship, but rather through the acceptance of life's inevitable ebb and flow. It's about recognizing that we cannot control every aspect of our lives, but we can control our response to them. By fostering this inner peace, we can become resilient. We can endure the hardships that life throws at us without losing our sense of self or our sense of purpose. It is this resilience that gives us the strength to keep going, even when the odds seem stacked against us. And then there's the practice of memento mori, a Latin phrase that means remember that you will die. It might seem morbid to frequently reflect on our mortality, but in the context of Stoicism, it serves a very important purpose. By constantly reminding ourselves of our mortality, we become more present, more conscious of the fleeting nature of life. This awareness helps us value our time, make better decisions, and live our lives with purpose. It's about understanding that every moment is a gift, and living in a way that truly acknowledges this. Reflecting on death does not mean living in fear of it. Instead, it's about living with the knowledge that our time is finite, and that every moment should be cherished. So, how do these two tenets, cultivating inner peace and reflecting on death, help us in hard times? They provide us with perspective. They remind us to value what truly matters, to remain tranquil amidst the chaos, and to live our lives fully despite the hardships we may face. Inner peace gives us resilience, and reflecting on death helps us cherish the gift of life. Surviving hard times is an art that the Stoics understood very well. As we conclude our journey into the Stoic school of thought, let's recap the 8 golden principles we've discovered. Firstly, we learn to discern what lies within our control and to relinquish our grip on what doesn't. Then we practiced negative visualization, preparing ourselves for life's uncertainties. Living in accordance with nature taught us to embrace our place in the world, and practicing dispassion allowed us to detach from volatile emotions. We then embraced adversity, viewing it not as a hindrance but a stepping stone to growth. Practicing self-denial reminded us of the strength within us. Lastly, we learned to cultivate inner peace and to reflect on death, reminding us of the transient nature of life. These principles, timeless in their wisdom, hold immense practicality and relevance in today's world. Remember, life is full of ups and downs, but with a Stoic mindset, you can navigate through any storm with grace and resilience.